Actor Michael Rainey Jr. recently spoke out after a video surfaced online during a live stream displaying him being unwantedly touched by a popular online streamer, Tyler James' sister. Take a look.
Everybody in here has worked a job, has more than $1 million. Y'all have never worked, y'all never did nothing. Y'all literally have 5 minutes of max in here. Then y'all gotta get out, okay?
Tyler Reese released a statement. What she did was very inappropriate and unacceptable. I am truly embarrassed and disgusted. I completely respect whatever direction Michael wants to go in this situation. And Michael released a statement saying, I am still in shock and don't fully know how to process what happened. This is an unfortunate situation that I do not condone. I can't take it lightly because I know I would be in serious trouble if the roles were reversed. I 100% agree. What are your thoughts, and what's a fair consequence for the women who committed these acts, Al?
I thought that the way these two gentlemen stepped up to the plate and leaned into this conversation was exceptional for their age. I thought it showed maturity, and I thought it showed a lot of accountability. And I liked the rawness and the transparency of Michael when he said, "I'm shocked. I can't give you an answer. I don't really know what to do. I'm still processing my feeling." And Talil stepped up and said, "Listen, this just wasn't good all around, and I'm going to support my boy." I find those type of very mature conversations coming from these young men opens up our eyes and ears to understand this generation better, and I'm enjoying every second of it. What's the appropriate, reprimand for the young lady that did it? I think this right here is probably enough. I'm probably sure she's learned her lesson, and she's probably embarrassed more than anything because this has become a huge, dark conversation on social media.
Okay, Armand, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of feel like he needs to prosecute. He needs to press charges, and he needs to sue Talil too, because at the end of the day, if the shoe were on the other foot, he would have no career. You know, his show is out now on Stars, and we're all watching it. Had this been the other way around, that poor show would have been pulled off of the channels, and he would have had no career. So it's not even about the money, it's the principle in it. And these days, all the black men in Hollywood are being attacked and coming down and being spoken out against. So, hey, you got to make an example of these women. You can't do what you want to do. And at the end of the day, he needs to press charges because they would have been pressed on him.
Yeah.
Now, how old is she is my question. How old is she? Do we know?
I don't know. I feel like she was a little underage. I don't know, though, so I can't really say.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to have to agree with you, Armand. I mean, sexual harassment is sexual harassment, no matter who does it. And the fact that she was that comfortable to do that on camera, like, did she think that she was so sexy that she was going to kind of sway him, or it was okay? And some people are that arrogant that think, well, it's me, I'm good looking, or I'm a woman, or I'm a man sometimes. Like, they think because of who they are, it is okay. It's not okay. And I think this was trash. And I hope there are some repercussions for her. I don't know if she should be prosecuted. That's for her, for the victim to decide. But I just thought it was really, really, really tacky. And putting your brother in jeopardy, like, what are you doing? Like, you're affecting other people when you do this. All right, Jared.
And she was doing that in front of other little kids and other little girls. So for me, that's what makes it uncomfortable, because why are you doing this around your other little girls? So what are you teaching them? Like, what's going on there?
Trash behavior. Jared said the fact that she felt so comfortable to do this on camera is even more disgusting. Lakeisha said the same thing. Kids were present. Who raised her? And Sierra said that wasn't even groupie behavior. It's stalker. I wouldn't trust her around any man. Do a full-on investigation.
Ooh.
All right. 50 Cent spoke out regarding the matter and made light of the very serious situation, saying, wait, sexual assault? From a male perspective, that was an aggressive advance. LOL. He's fine. No charges are being pressed. What advice would you give to 50 Cent and other men like him on taking this more seriously? Go ahead, Al.
I think the young dudes set the tone of what the advice I would give. This is the time and space to create a conversation around it instead of saying that it's okay. And obviously 50 Cent comes from a different generation. And of course, he's probably had this happen to him, on countless times because of the admiration around him as a rapper. But if there was any advice that I could give to him, is like, read the room a little bit better, especially the two guys who were in the room and not you. And they clearly are telling you that it wasn't okay. So you to say that it's okay and you are a leader in this industry could send mixed messages to the youth. And I'm not sure that I can support that.
This is kind of on brand for 50 Cent, though. He's kind of like, he's always puts out that ultra hyper masculine, come on, you being soft. And I didn't expect him to give an emotional or sensitive response to this. But 50, I think you're wrong on this. I think with, you are looked at as a very masculine man in society, and you have a huge following. You're very successful. I think it would have been a good time to, like, not be petty and not try to get a laugh, although you are low key a comedian out there. But I do think, like, it's not taking this guy's abuse seriously. Armand, what do you think?
Yeah, and I personally, to add to that, I think this is the reason why there are so many toxic and mentally unstable Black men out there, because they have to, mentally and emotionally, because they have to harbor everything inside. You could clearly see from that video that that boy was not comfortable with that. He was not turned on. It was very, very awkward. But then you go and see your boss, 50 Cent, like, hey, it wasn't a big deal. Shake it off. So now he has to internally deal with that and be strong, like, hey, that's what happens with us men. It's just a woman. It's not a big deal. But let it have been me or Al groping him, then it would have been a problem. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just feel as though you need to handle it the same way you would handle it if it was a man doing that to a woman or another man doing it to another man. At the end of the day, it's not okay because it's a woman doing it, because the trauma is still there.
Yeah,
and
I guess,
go ahead.
No. I was liking where you were going with this. I think the other side of that, Armand, which I agree with you, is would he be protecting him if the role was reversed? Mm-hmm. Would he be so protective of saying, oh, he worked for 50 Cent. Oh, my boy, he grabbed her. It was just an aggressive advance. Would he be protecting his colleague if he had done it to a woman? So that's the question that I also pose in this situation.
I like that too. And I just don't think that it's fair. And I think that when we talk about protection, I think that Black heterosexual men are not really protected in that way either when it comes to sexual assault from women. That we're always told that they have to be tough and, and start young. Like, where's Boosie? Where's the outrage? So for me, it's not okay.
And also, I do like that from this, other conversations can be had. Like the fact, like the way he reacted when he got grabbed, his initial response was to laugh and not immediately say, don't touch me. And I think a lot of times when women do that, when they're assaulted, people like blow it off like, oh, you liked it, or you okay. I think now maybe some men will understand that sometimes that's just a nervous response to something bad that's happening to you. Sometimes people laugh when things are uncomfortable and they don't know what else to do and they're playing nice. That's what I think. And yeah, she was wrong. And 50,
because he left immediately, they said.
Naisha said 50 Cent says don't press charges, but didn't he file lawsuits for less criminal offenses that happened to him, like defamation? And Caleb said maybe she took a note out of Trump's book by grabbing someone by the junk. And Cameron said 50 Cent has always hit or miss. Sometimes he stands up, and sometimes he puts his foot in his mouth.